Welcome to my F1 slop channel. Today I'm going to be talking about literally just the Spanish Grand Prix. Overall it was a pretty standard Spanish Grand Prix with not a huge amount happening, but it was slightly better than last year considering that the cars aren't too far in terms of performance from each other, given that Red Bull's kind of falling off and Verstappen's at this point just carrying the team. And to be honest, overall, I feel like I'm more impressed with this season compared to last season, despite him winning everything last season. I think I'm more impressed with this season because at this point, you can't deny it is him making the difference. Perez is suffering in the middle of nowhere, battling with Alpines, whilst Verstappen's in the lead. Anyways, onto McLaren now, which are kind of operationally subpar compared to Red Bull, and something I think they're going to need to work on in order to get up and actually challenge Verstappen for a title, essentially. At the moment he's still consistently beating Norris, and I mean at the end of the day, no one's going to tell you that Norris is faster than Verstappen, but it's not going to help when your pit stops are slower than Red Bull and your strategy is subpar to what Red Bull chooses to do. So it's you've got Norris first off, then you've got worse pit stops, and then you've also got a worse strategy. So at that point it's going to be a bit hard to beat Verstappen. And also, I mean, another point is just Norris and I don't mean it in a bad way, but he needs to improve his starts. He got mugged by fucking Russell, who started in fourth, and I could see what his philosophy was. He saw Spain 21 where Verstappen dived bomb Hamilton to take the fucking lead into the first corner, and he was like, oh, I'm going to prevent that, I'm going to cover the inside at the start, which you can see he was literally trying to push Verstappen onto the fucking grass, but that ended up not working. I mean, it would have worked if he actually got a better start, and then maybe he would have had to defend Russell from the outside or something. I mean, at least he's improved his quali now. In 2023, there was a lot of times he just decided to bottle his quali lap when he was setting purple sectors, which was rather annoying. It was rather annoying watching him just constantly going for purple sectors, right, and then he's just bottling a lap. Probably the most interesting narrative that came from this Grand Prix is the drama in Ferrari that's emerging, which, I mean, to be honest, Leclerc this weekend has just had a lot more angst than usual. Usually he's quite passive. He's a it is what it is kind of guy, except when he is in the car. But outside of the car, he's usually quite passive and lets things go quite easily. But this weekend, in FP3, when he was on a practice quali run on used tyres, so he weren't going to set a faster lap time, he kind of got impeded by Norris, not outrageously, but it was kind of dirty air, which some drivers get kind of arsey about sometimes, and he felt the need to just cut across Norris for some reason, which wasn't warranted, and he was quite lucky to just get given a reprimand. But then also he was, after the race, he had a lot of snide comments towards Sainz. At the end of the day, Sainz is leaving. So I mean, if I was Vasseur, I'd be telling Leclerc, why are you getting bothered by this guy? He's been dumped. He's leaving next year. He's leaving next year. Why are you so mad? And then, I mean, with what Sainz did, or his general bitching and complaining for the Grand Prix. Yeah, I mean, that move, he could have given him a little more space, I'm not gonna lie. He didn't give him a lot of room. Could have left him a tiny bit more room. But then also, I mean, he's kind of trying his luck with the handing the position back thing, especially with when Hamilton overtook him. I will tell you my biases right now. I am a Sainz fan, but even me, I was kind of you're really trying your luck there, fella. Honestly, that was never going to work. That was not going to work. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how this develops going through the rest of the season. It might just be a one-time thing, and Vasil might be able to control him. Because if he doesn't, it could put like the constructor's charge to a detriment, really. The last interesting team to talk about is Mercedes, which are now better than they were at the start of the season. Russell, no mistakes like he's been having in some other races, which is good. Nice start. It was kind of reminiscent of Alonso in 2011. Hamilton, he's now he's back. He's not running that like I don't know what it is really. It's like some sort of gimmick where he just trundles along in P9 for some reason and likes to get out qualified by Russell. I know he's been kind of mid at the start of the year, but he seems to be back, and which makes his Ferrari move seem a bit more exciting again. It's not going to be we're not going to be fearing for the worst for Hamilton, at least, anymore.